Alright guys, back at it again with another Digimon deck list. We have the Dark Knights. I actually been waiting on this list for quite some time. And let's jump into it. I'm ready to show you how this deck can OTK your opponent with the right setup. So definitely what you want to do is you definitely want to use this Darumon. Its effect, the first effect on play effect is like reveal the top three and get an X antibody. But you can use that effect because you can actually grab the level 6 X antibody and you can grab this, but that is not consistent, so we're definitely not going to use it. We're going to use it for the secondary effect, and this is very, very important to gain that extra memory. So it says when one of your effects places a Digimon evolution card under this Digimon, you get to gain 1 memory. So you definitely want this card, and you want the Skull Knightmon on top of it to do this effect. So what this Skull Knightmon does is when it attacks, you may trash all of the Digivolution Sources cards of one of your Deadly Death Axemons, and then place that Deathly Axemon at the bottom of this source, and that way you get to gain the 1 memory. So I'm going to show you how you can actually swing with all of these attacks. So first off, you definitely want to let Skull Knightmon become in the background. But what you can do is you can actually I'm gonna show you the one way of an OTK first before I go into it. But you definitely want to have, like, you can definitely play this out, bait your opponent to blow them up. Technically, you want to have this and this underneath any one of your Dark Knightmons, block and then swing with it, and hopefully this dies and he passes your turn. You definitely don't want to move this card up until you're ready to actually swing with this, but you definitely want to move it when you're at 3, exactly at 3. So this dies and you get to put this in your hand and you get to play this out or whatever, right? So once this is out on board, your next turn, your opponent passes the turn to you, and then you get to move this up like so at 3 memory. So technically you want to swing, and this effect will actually put the Deadly Axemon underneath him, right? And then you get to gain 1 memory, and this is very, 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 very important. So you gain the 1, and you go into the Dark Knightmon, right? For free, essentially, right? And you check the 2, right? So the thing is, after you check the 2, if this dies, this is really, really strong. So once this dies, right? If it dies, right? It dies or whatever, right? You definitely get to play out you get to play out a Skull Knightmon and a Deadly Axemon from underneath the source, right? So this goes to the drop. Sorry. This goes to the drop. You get to play this. This goes to the drop. And the Pokemon actually would trigger to look at the top card. And you get to draw it, whatever, right? Now this plays out like that. Then you get to, for the sake of this, I'm not going to search and reveal the top 5. But you get to actually on play, reveal the top 5. And get 2 of the Nightmons in its name and place them into your hand, which is really nice too. From there, you definitely want to use Chimeramon from here. So after you check the 2, you took 2 life. You go into Chimeramon, and Chimeramon restands these guys, right? And you get this back, just like this. And what Chimeramon does is you get to place a source. You definitely want to grab the Dark Knightmon into the source to get the level 6 effects, of course, right? And let's hope that Chimeramon doesn't die. So this was free. We still have 4 memory. We get to swing with the Chimeramon. And after we swing with the Chimeramon, we get to check 3. So that's 3 down, right? Hopefully Chimeramon doesn't die, right? So we get to check 3. Then we go into our big boy right here, man. The Dark Knight, man. We definitely want this guy. This is a Batman. I just love this card. Phenomenal. So we get to play this out, and you take 4 all the way down. But what you want to do is you want to definitely pop the uh, nano nanny or nano nanny. I don't know how you want to say this card, but anyway, if this gets deleted, you get to gain the two memory, and this is very, very important as well. You get to gain the two memory, and you drop this in game. Once you gain the two, you get to you unsuspend Darkknightmon X antibody because you have a Darkknightmon underneath them because of the Chimeramon will put the Dark Knight source for you. So you're able to unsuspend this card. We're not using the X antibody option card in this list. I don't think it's useful. I'm not running it that way anyway. I think it's very useful, but I'm not running it that way. But you get to unsuspend, and then you get to swing again, and then you check two more cards at 14k, and that will technically be five, and then you go straight into the um, hybrid for GG, and that's one of the ways you can definitely OTK your opponent is what I have came up with. I don't know if anyone else has came up with this OTK style, but that is how you actually just OTK your opponent, man. That's the exact play. There are some other niche plays that you can do as well as you can definitely play this out at 4. This dies and you bring this up. It's so many other plays, but that's neither there. That's what I really basically wanted to show you. You definitely have to test this deck out a lot more than just to try out. But this deck is very, very good. It's very anti-meta because you get to blow up so many of the tamers that are coming onto the board, which is really, 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 really nice. So that is that. Now I'm going to show you the list, and this is the list. These are the ratios that I actually run that I found that was like very, very solid in this list. But this is very, very good. You definitely only need like 3 Nanimons and Izzies. You can definitely change this up to some other little pieces that you want. But I did add in this card, the Skull Knightmon Cavalier mode. I wanted this to have extra pieces to grab. I needed like more resources to grab from certain pickups. Like so, like if I go into the Deadly Axemon, I can definitely grab like 2 more extras. I always felt like if I just had these set up, I just miss sometimes, and I need to this Darkknightmon to die, and then you go into a Darkknightmon, the one that DDG evolves down. This is essentially what you really want to do. So this is another niche play that you can do to combo out with, which is really, really nice to DDG evolve. Another thing is people forget to see is that it says when you play this card, you may place specified cards from your hand, battle area, or under it. Area under it. Each played card reduces the play cost. So even if you do like play this, which Darkknightmon will actually play any of your level 5s out, you can definitely use this if you have the cards in your hand to go into using this and then digivolve one of your opponents. So that is very, very important to remember. And remembering that Darkknightmon can actually grab cards from the drop as well. So when you evolve into this, you definitely want to grab the Darkknightmon, any kind of purple or black card from the drop. It doesn't specify, say, a Pacific card, but that's exactly what it is. But this is the list, guys. I hope you really like this list. I hope you test it out and try it out. Now I'm going to show you something else that is my sideboard that I really like. There's other niches with this deck that's really, really nice too. This is the other pieces of the card. So you definitely can use the Sparrowmon because you can search out X-Cross and grab this. And since it's a Twilight, it becomes a blocker because of the tamer that the Dark Knights have. Chikorumon is for the DDG Evolves if you guys want to use that. This helps out a lot with the, you can go piercing or you can go extra security attack +1, and it'd be a lot more easier to go into the OTK style because of this if you do run this. But This is actually really, really strong because it has both kind of effects, which is, man, this is really good. Just teching this in, which is nice. Mechanorimon for the, rookie rush if you feel like your deck hasn't doing enough blockers for you. This is another spicy techie card too. What you can do is, since Darkknightmon is an X antibody, what I wanted to do was use this card to actually place an X antibody card with reboot underneath the Darkknightmon, and then you can just go in and then use the reboot while you did Digivolve something, which is really crucial too. This card works well with the win rate 60%. What you can do is trash a card from your hand, which is purple, and then Darkknightmon is purple, so you can actually evolve and still gain a memory, and then you pretty much you this pretty much the win rate costs you one technically, so that's actually pretty nice. Alter S is after the Digivolve. You can Digivolve again, and then blow up anything 5k less. I'm not sure about this. I don't think I like this a lot. Neither I like the Omnimon Zort as well to go over it. I'm not sure. These are just there because this actually allows you to play two black level 5s or 8 or less from the drop, and then you get to use their effects and have two more blockers essentially on board. Omnimon Zort I do like pretty much is because of you can blow up something and then blow up another tamer. Perfect. I really like that. Now the reason why I added the spider shooter is because if I'm going to a full Digivolve style play deck, I feel like running the spider shooter is just really, really nice to have the tamer out, use the spider shooter, and then you did Digivolve something down, right? After you do that, you can use the other Nightmon to Digivolve it down again, which is, let me show you this Nightmon. So this is the Nightmon that you would technically use to Digivolve down again, and once they get down to play cost of 5 or less, you just blow it up. So that is one of the reasons why I added that spider shooter, and I think that comes in clutch. Breath of the Gods is always nice. Both effects are very, very strong. If your opponent continues to attack me after he hits this, your opponent cannot attack me again. And you get to give your Digimon reboot, which is one of the real reasons why I really like Breath of the Gods, because you get to give it reboot after you just pretty much swung with the Dark Knight X antibody. And yeah, it's really nice. Ultimate Flare is cool. Digivolve all the way down. It's a nice sweeper too. Metal Cannon is nice too. You can draw like 5 cards because you actually, with that same combination that I was telling you guys about before with this, being able to put an extra Digimon on top of it, or even using the Skull Knight Cavalier mode, you can actually be able to draw 5 cards. And I want to skip over Prime Memory Boost really quick, and you can use Brave Metal as well. So you can delete a Digimon and play cost of 6 or less. If your Digimon has 5 Digimon or more Digivolution cards, you can delete something that has no X without X antibody in its trace. You can just pretty much delete it. So that is actually really, really strong. Prime Memory Boost, I am not sold on this card. I think this works better with some other lists. I don't like to trash pieces because this deck is very, very needy. You need a lot of things in your hand, and that's definitely what I do not want to do, is to lose a lot of those valuable cards out of my hand, especially the 4s. I don't want to lose those cards. So, and then on top of that, you can't get back the Darkknightmon as well, the level 6 to blow up. So you definitely, this is good and bad. I do not like good and bad. I like it to be good and just stick with that. X program is very spicy, man. You get to why you have a Death X in his name? You may play this card while meeting his color requirements. This is really good, man. If you have Death X, if you're using Death X, which is really strong, but you can delete one Digimon with X antibody in its traits. If there are 3 or more Digimon in play, you can delete all Digimon with X antibodies in your traits, which is really nice. Henceforth, I will probably play this with I will combination this with the analog youth, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. This is really really strong too. But moving on from there, we're going to use win rate. So I don't know if I went over. Yeah, I think I did go over this already. So that's that. Analog youth and X programming works phenomenally good together. Um, but you would definitely have to run the whole Junkmon kind of lineup for me personally for this. So like you can go Junkmon, gain memory. You can go parabolic junk, and gain like two more memory, and then you gain memory from the analog youth as well. So I would use this whole line set up with X programming and analog youth to pretty much be a blocker and to gain a memory. So like my chain would be analog youth, breath of the gods to give that reboot, and Junkmon as well. So I think this is actually very very strong too. This actually closed games too. This is actually another card that has reboot. Final Zabangan Punch. This is actually nice too to restand and give your card security attack +1 and reboot. This actually really closes out the game. This is really really powerful as well. This I am not sold on the trashing cards yet again. I did put this in here. I don't know, man. I'll have to find something else out to like use this with the trash. Maybe it works well with another deck, or maybe something else I'm missing. But I'm not sold on trashing these cards. I'm definitely not sold on that. I think I might add one mat into the deck to just bring back the level 6 because it's purple. So you can just pretty much dig back in the drop and grab this mat, or I'm sorry, not mat, but dig back in the drop and just grab the level 6 Darkknightmon. I think this is really really strong too to just get this out of the drop and just um, reuse it again. But Allison McCoy is another one that you guys can use. Is when you get to delete one of your Digimon and then get to play something else. So me personally, if I was gonna use this whole lineup, I would definitely use like Allison McCoy, Junkmon, Analog Youth, and this whole lineup with Breath of the Gods and Matt, just to get some of my cards back from the drop is just phenomenal. So I really, 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 really like that. So, but this is the extras that you can play out and test out with. But tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you guys feel about this list. If you think you can change up anything else with this. But this is my list that I'm gonna run with. I would definitely build the Junkmon whole lineup with the just gaining the memory and just being a blocker, which is just annoying. So, but this is the list. Tell me what you guys think, what you like, what you would add, what you would take out. And as always, guys, peace.